Welcome to this video that will introduce you to Elaboration Theory and its benefits for learning and instruction. If you want to learn more about instructional design and theories, subscribe to our channel or explore our courses by clicking the link in the description below. Charles Reigeluth developed the Elaboration Theory in the late 1970s. It proposes that instructional materials should be designed to progressively increase complexity, starting with simple concepts and gradually expanding into more complex ones. This progressive structure fosters understanding through meaningful connections rather than memorization of facts. Additionally, the theory states that learners should control how they interact with the training material, thus allowing them to learn at their own pace. Let's look at the 5 guidelines for elaboration theory and some examples of how it can be applied in practice. The 5 guidelines for elaboration theory are intended to help instructional designers create educational materials that use the principles outlined in Reigeluth's work. The first guideline is to start broad, then zoom in on specifics. The idea here is to introduce broad concepts first and then break those concepts down into smaller parts as necessary. Doing so makes it easier for learners to understand how all the pieces fit together. The second guideline is to sequence information based on type. Different types of information, such as textual, visual, or auditory, should be sequenced in a way that makes sense from an educational standpoint. For example, diagrams should be placed near relevant text or voiceover narration that explains the diagram. This approach will enable learners to connect the visual diagram with the right context. The third guideline is to synthesize for review opportunities. Through the course, include cues and activities that will let learners review and practice what they've learned in the course. Add such activities at regular intervals to let learners apply their knowledge to new scenarios or tasks. Doing so helps them retain and apply new information more effectively over time. The fourth guideline is to foster understanding with analogies. Using analogies is an effective way to help learners grasp abstract concepts more easily by giving them something concrete to latch onto when making sense of complex ideas or processes. The fifth guideline is to give the learner control over how they interact with the material. Provide learners with options regarding how they can interact with the training material. For example, allowing learners to choose between text-based instructions or video tutorials when learning how to use a particular software program or tool so that they can learn in ways that best suit their individual needs and preferences. Another example is letting learners navigate through a modular course freely without enforcing sequential completion of the different lessons. In conclusion, elaboration theory provides instructional designers with helpful guidelines for creating educational materials that foster understanding rather than memorizing facts alone. By starting broad, then zooming in on specifics, by sequencing information based on type, by synthesizing for review opportunities, by fostering understanding with analogies, and giving learners control over how they interact with the learning material, instructional designers can create effective training experiences that engage users while providing valuable knowledge retention opportunities over time. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel or check out our course portfolio by clicking the link in the description below if you want to continue learning more about instructional design.